Go ahead, Joe.
Tune in, rev it up, let's take a spin. The world
Do you have any
reports
idea
where
what
the
you're
fun
doing?
begins. From handlebars to world
Oh, it works
affairs.
better when I push them in my ear all
Rick
the
and
way.
Joe are taking you there. It's the ride of your
You know, you could put one in, pull the other one out.
Shut up.
It'd be like a megaphone out this side.
wild,
There's,
wild
no,
ride.
Shut up, Joe.
there's nothing to block in between.
This is the Rick and Joe T World Report,
Rick and Joe,
coming to you almost live from almost downtown Dallas
Yeah.
in the powerful, the OG CHUMP. You know what OG stands
No.
for? Original Gangster. Well, that's what it is. It's Original Gangster. Am I right? It's Original Gangster, but
What's that got to do with
means
that?
the original.
What's that got to do with us? We're not gangsters,
But this is the
and
original.
we're way
studio.
past original.
What time do you have in the
1:45.
It's always 1:45, and I think you have it on there somewhere in that song.
Time stands still.
In the CHUMP studio.
No, it's not on here. Wait a minute. What
It's
is this
part of
one?
that song you just played. Does it sound loud to you?
No. This is a different button on here.
I know, but does it sound loud, the music loud to you?
No.
Play something else.
Yes. You know something else?
Almost live from the CHUMP studio. Welcome to the World Report with Rick Fairless and Joe
Yay!
T.
Bessler shouldn't leave us alone with this equipment that we know nothing about.
That's true. We really need a producer. Like
I'm
real
the,
shows
I'm
have a
the
producer.
producer of this show. So this is the Rick and Joe T World Report. I'm Rick Fairless, and
I'm Joe T.
that's Joe T. So this is the third show.
Yeah. I watched
And-
the first one.
Yeah, I did too. The second one, Bessler, is still, because what we're doing, you know, if you watch my other show, In My Life, the 365 Project, I air it every day around 7 a.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. This show, that show's 10 minutes. This show is 45 minutes to an hour
Whenever. Just whenever we
And-
get tired of doing it.
till I got to go pee, and then the show's over. When I got to go pee, the
Let's
show's
see.
over.
Okay.
They got about 10 more minutes.
Maybe.
So,
But you just wear a diaper and then nobody will even know.
help wanted, one new best friend. I'm firing this one. So, this one's only on YouTube. So if you go to Strokers Dallas on YouTube, and then you hit the Strokers Dallas page and click on all videos, is that how you
I
found
just
it?
clicked on video and then it finally popped up. But I thought it would be the first one, but it wasn't. It was like the third or fourth one.
Well, that's because I've done more videos since
Oh,
then.
well, maybe. But
'Cause
what
I
was
did-
weird about it is we were reversed. I was sitting over here and you were sitting over there. But when you see it on the video, I'm sitting over there and you're sitting over here.
Huh, I didn't notice that when I watched it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably just the way the camera is.
So,
Hey,
basically,
well, today's a
the-
holiday. Special day.
Is
And-
it your birthday?
No.
It's my birthday. Not your birthday?
I'm going to get you a helmet. You should wear a
What do you
helmet.
want? What's the holiday?
Today, March 2nd,
Yeah.
1836, is
Yeah.
the day Texas became the Republic of Texas. It's our independence from Mexico.
So who declared that? Like Sam Adams or... No, that's beer.
Stephen F. Austin.
Davy
and
Crockett or...
they had a constitution, the Republic of Texas. We became a nation.
Who was the boss? Who ran it? Who was the
I
king of the
think-
republic?
Was the first president Sam Houston?
Sam Houston.
I don't think so. I don't know. I have to look that up.
Yeah, I think Sam Houston, right?
And we stayed a republic until 1845 when we became part of the United States.
Oh, we blew it.
Yeah, that's the day we screwed up.
Blew it right there, boys.
I think we should go back. I didn't know this either. I heard this the other day. Somebody was talking about it on the news. Texas is the only flag that can fly even with the United
I
States
saw that
flag.
too. I heard that years ago.
Yeah. Before,
Yeah.
no, most of them got to fly below. We can fly because we were our own nation.
We were.
We're we
not
still
now.
should be. We need
Who-
to talk.
who would
do you know
run it?
somebody you can call about that?
Who? Let me make a couple of calls. I'll make a
Okay.
couple of calls. I'll
Okay.
check in with you next week. But let me make some calls. You want to totally succeed from
Yeah.
the union?
I want out.
Okay, let me make a couple of calls.
Although with Trump, it's a lot better. Let's talk
no
about politics.
politics.
Talk about politics.
This is a politics-free zone.
It is not. For you, it is. For the rest of the world.
The rest of the world. Here's my belief. This is what I do on the other show too. They tune in to get away from the everyday BS grind.
Well, but we're going to give them the real story.
We don't know the real story.
Well,
we have no
okay.
clue
Okay.
what the real story is.
I'll give you that. But we do have opinions.
People want to get away from that.
You do.
Everybody does.
Not everybody.
Nobody wants
have
to
you
hear.
talked to everybody?
Have
have
I'm
you
going to tune
sat down and
into
literally
this
talked
show.
to everybody?
Yeah, I've talked to all of them. I want to tune into
You
this
didn't
show
talk to me.
to hear from some dumbass from Amarillo, Texas, talking about.
Not from Amarillo.
You were born in Amarillo. To hear some dumbass from Amarillo.
Well, you were born in Oak Cliff. So what?
I was born in Dallas, Texas. My birth
Oak
certificate.
Cliff.
The Oak Cliff section of Dallas, Texas.
It was Oak Cliff.
What does your birth certificate say?
Amarillo.
Mine says Dallas.
Well, somebody messed up. I don't think yours is valid.
Nobody cares what our political views are. They watch this show to get away from that.
They might care.
They don't.
They might.
They don't.
They might.
I promise you.
When Megan comes in here, me and Megan will talk about it.
I'll queer that deal before it gets started.
Anyway.
So,
I bet our
of,
buddy in Minneapolis, Scooter, cares.
I love me
Scooter.
some Scooter.
Scooter, if you care, send him a message that says
Scooter, you don't care.
you want us to talk about politics.
No, he don't. And if he does, I'll talk to his wife, and she'll put a knot on his head. She's younger and stronger than him.
Well, I can't help it. I love Scooter.
I do too.
I
I
can't
love
wait
Laura
to see him in
too.
Sturgis. Yeah.
So, speaking of anniversary, on March the 4th, 43 years ago was when I bought my Shovelhead new.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you remember that date?
Oh, it's my cousin Deanna Miller calling. Let me see what we'll record her. Hello.
Good morning.
Hi, I'm doing the Rick and Joe T World Report. You're on it.
I am.
Yeah.
Well, good morning, world.
Hi, Deanna.
Hello, Joe. Good morning.
Let me call you back when I get done with the show.
Okay. Hey, I heard the first one. It was wonderful.
Well, this one's going to be better. I'm shutting Joe T up right from the start.
No.
Okay. Shut him down. Shut him down.
Okay, love you.
I love you. Bye.
You know, I like her better than
So
you.
Deanna Miller is my cousin.
Yeah.
And her mom and my dad are brother and sister, but she's more like a sister to me and Rand.
Yeah, she's a wonderful woman. She lives in California.
Yeah, she lives in Northern California.
We've been out there several times.
I've been out there a million times.
Yeah.
Good as they get. So I bought that bike on March the 4th.
How do you remember that date?
I
There is
remember
no way
I went
remember.
out there. I went up there and I bought it, and they said, give me a couple of days to get it ready during
Yeah.
the week. And a cold front blew in, so I went there to pick it up on Friday. I took off work, or didn't take off work. I took off early to go get it. Well, it was raining and it was icy outside. And the guy said, Rick, you don't want to ride in this. And I said, okay. So we did the paperwork, and I said, I'll be back in the morning. Went back the next morning to get it. 1982 Harley-Davidson FXE Super Glide Shovelhead. I'm so proud. I paid for it. He's trying to crank it up for me. It won't start. And I'm like, oh, my God. The Harley stories are true.
No, that was after AMF.
This was the first year. AMF ended in 1981.
Right.
So the 82
First year without
models.
AMF.
Yeah, the 82 models were the first year after AMF. And 43 years later, I still have it.
Yeah. It's been, 3 iterations? Original. Then there was the second iteration.
No, it's been more than that.
Has it?
Yeah, it's been more than that.
I only remember 3.
No, it's been more than that.
Okay. What'd you do to it in between?
Oh, I changed gas tanks and paint jobs on it probably half a dozen times. Probably 4 or 5 times.
Okay, well, I don't remember all those paint jobs.
Yeah. I mean, back then, I had that bike, so I couldn't afford another bike, so anything I wanted to customize.
Well, you bought another bike. You bought a Panhead.
Yeah, but I bought that one like 5-6 years later,
Okay.
and I still have that one too.
Well, your Panhead is in the best. I mean, your shovel head is in the best configuration today.
Yeah. And that we put that way in like 96, 95.
Because you and I both built orange bikes that year.
We did. We got a picture of us with Arlen and Corey's bike.
I thought there was one up here somewhere.
Well, there's me and Herschel. That's more important than me and you.
Well, I know Herschel's important, but this other guy with him.
No, not important.
Anyway, there's a picture somewhere of me. We were in Spearfish Canyon.
Yeah, it's set. You want to grab it? It's sitting right there by my desk.
You want me to go get it?
Yeah, it's when you.
What are you going to do while I'm gone?
I'm not going to do anything. It's when you walk in the office like you're going towards my icebox. It's on the floor to the left.
Okay, let me go get it.
So this picture Joe's going to get, we were in Spearfish Canyon in Sturgis. What year do you think, Joe?
I don't remember.
This would have been late 80s. I'm going to say early 90s. And we both had orange bikes. Imagine that. We both had orange bikes, and so we stopped at a little white spot in the road, probably for me to pee, I don't know. And I don't even know who took the picture because it was just me and Joe T riding that day. But Joe T will show you the picture if he's smart enough to find it. You find it?
This says 96. Hold that up while I put my earphone in.
It's Joe, the camera's right there. You're closer to the camera. So that's the picture. Just because it says 96 doesn't mean it's 96. That's just what I wrote on there. So it may be 96,
okay.
But I'm thinking it was early 90s. So that's me and Joe T. I still have that bike today. It looks just like that, only I added the little fairing.
Yeah.
And that's Joe T. He used to ride wearing a beret.
Yeah,
Why did you wear that beret?
Because I don't have any hair and I didn't want my son.
Back then you had a little hair.
Not really.
You just kind of missing some in the middle. It was thin on top. Okay, so that's what that picture is.
Those are the two orange bikes. That was the one mine.
Mine's still orange.
Well, mine
Didn't you buy yours back and sell it again?
No, I tried to buy it back. I tried to buy it back. I found it. Actually, it was over at a shop over in mid-cities.
Yeah, and you went and looked at it.
I went and looked at it, had the guy that owned the shop call the owner, tried to buy it back, and he wouldn't sell it. I'd love to have that. That was an Arlen Ness frame.
Yeah.
Y2, not a Y2K frame, just a regular FXR frame.
Yeah.
Stretched, I think,
Did you have the Ness swing arm on that one too? The double rail?
God, I can't tell from that. Yes, I did.
Yeah, because I had it on mine too.
Yeah, I did have that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that says 96. You don't have any idea what year that was?
Well, in 96, I had this place. So I don't think I had this place during that picture.
No, I think you're right. We didn't.
So I think that was probably...
What year did you... It was the same year you did your shovel in orange.
95.
Well, it was about then.
About 95, yeah.
Okay.
Now that you mention that, yeah, because that's when I did that, was in 95.
Here we are.
So this is the picture of me and Joe T. It says 1996, but I think it was in 95. I still have that bike. I bought it new in 82. Did you buy that bike back?
No, I tried to. I saw it at a shop over in mid-cities. I went over there, talked to the shop owner. He called the guy that owned the bike. I tried to buy it back, and he wouldn't.
Was it still in good shape? It seemed like you told me it was kind of ragged a little bit.
It was ragged on a little bit. It needed some stuff done. But overall, I mean, you could have taken and detailed the bike, maybe touched the paint up here and there, and it would have been fine.
Who did you sell it to, or did we sell it for you up here?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
I don't remember. That's one of the bikes I would like to have back. That bike and my purple bike are the two
What about
I'd like
the
to have
aces
back.
and eights?
Oh, yeah, I'd love to have that back.
Yeah.
Of all of them, I'd take that bike
That's
better
the one.
than any of
That's
them.
the one you got picture with Billy Gibbons on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, remember that time we were down in Deep Ellum? I don't know what we were doing down there, but there's a whole bunch of us. We rode to Deep Ellum. I think Fred was with us.
Yeah.
Who else was with us?
Somebody
Maybe
said-
Nick Garden.
Somebody said recently, I saw a video, from the halftime show. What was the guy's name? Kendrick Lamar.
I don't know.
I think. I don't remember. So he's singing, music that we don't know because it's younger people's music. So it's not our music. So I posted a deal where I saw him doing the halftime show, only he's singing a country song called You, I Got You, Me, You Got, so it's some country song from Don Williams. You remember Don Williams?
I remember Don Williams.
It was a country song, and so they superimposed the video and the country song together, and I posted it or commented on it and said, it made it better. Well, somebody said, Rick, you're about peace and love. I didn't know you were against black music or something like that. And I said, how can you say that? You want to say that? Because I don't like that music?
Yeah.
I said, I also don't like ZZ Top and I don't like Kid Rock. How about that? How about that?
I like Kid Rock. I know not his music's not my music.
His music is
I
not,
like him.
I like him okay, kinda. I don't like his opinions. See, that's why I don't want to give a bunch of opinions, because I don't like it when those guys...
He's a very conservative guy.
I know, but I don't give a
He's
dang.
a big Trump supporter.
I don't care.
He loves Trump.
That's fine. That's awesome. I don't care. So
some of these other people might.
He's got a song called All Summer Long or something, which is a Kid Rock, which is a great song.
Yeah.
And ZZ Top, I like Tush and some of those, but I've never been a ZZ Top fan.
Really?
Never have.
I've always liked ZZ Top. I've probably seen them bazillion times.
Never cared for ZZ Top, and I'll tell you another one I never cared for. That's from Dallas.
What?
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh, I like Stevie Ray, too.
I like him. I don't like that music.
Oh, I love his music.
I don't.
It's Texas blues.
Me...
Anyway, we were in Deep Ellum. Let me tell the story. We were in Deep Ellum. We were riding. We pulled up.
I thought we already covered this.
No, we didn't cover the Billy Gibbons part.
Okay.
And what was the guy named Green that was running?
Mark Green. He was running Biker's Dream Motorcycle Shop.
We looked up.
Which I put out of business. Tell him that, Joe.
You did.
I did.
I guess it was on purpose.
No, not on purpose. It just
happened that way. People would rather come to your place than go there.
Absolutely.
So anyway, we were standing there and looked up, and here comes Mark that we knew.
Yeah.
And Billy Gibbons.
Yeah.
And he came because he wanted to see my bike. He wanted to see Aces and Eights.
Yeah.
He loved that thing.
You still have the picture of you and Billy Gibbons by the bike?
Yeah, somewhere.
Who took that picture? Me?
Maybe. I don't remember.
I don't remember.
And we took it and then
he loved
talked for a little while, and he loved that bike.
He did.
And that's his style.
Remember, he had that bike at Biker's Dream where it was all rusted out, but it was a skull coming out of the gas tank.
Who built that?
Pag.
Yeah, Johnny Pag.
Johnny Pag
built that bike for him.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Johnny Pag?
I think he died.
Did he?
Yeah, I think Johnny Pag died. Now, some of his kinfolks are still around, but I think Johnny Pag died.
Because he was the original guy that was running Biker's Dream.
Well, I don't know if he was running it or he was just the builder. He was the guy doing all
Well, he was like the manager of Biker's Dream. He moved here.
Right.
Johnny Pag did for a little while. And then
I rode with him 1 year when I got in the Hamsters. So this would have been probably 2000.
Well, he was a hamster at one time.
He was. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We went on this hamster ride, and I don't really remember, but we stopped somewhere, and he said, "Hey, Rick, come around here. I want to show you right over here, because we're in California where he was from."
Yeah.
And we rode around for 20 minutes to some like a little ghost town kind of thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where was I? I wasn't with you?
I don't
think I was, because I don't think I ever rode with him.
It was just me and him. I don't know if you were on the love ride. Did you go the love ride with me?
Yeah.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Once or twice? Because I went 3 times.
I went twice.
I went 3 times.
Yeah. I went twice.
Yeah, so...
Anyway, that's how we eventually met Billy Gibbons, was in Deep Ellum.
So we had a little excitement this morning, which I was telling Joe about. One of my mechanics, Dale, he didn't come to work yesterday, and so he has a trailer back here, and so I banged on the trailer, and I said, "Are you working today?" And he grunted out, "Yeah." And I said, "Let's go." And then a couple hours later...
He never showed up.
He never showed up. A couple hours later, I banged on the door, and I said, "Are you working today?" And he said, "Yeah." And then he never showed up. And then this morning, I tried calling him. He didn't answer. And I got Rodney and I said, we need to go back there and check on him because I'm afraid he's got a medical situation going on. And I banged on the door. And at first I didn't hear nothing. Then I banged on the door again. I said, are you all right in there? And he grunted. And I said, do you need medical attention? And he said, yes, in a grunt.
Was he upright or was he laying in the floor?
He was in the floor and he couldn't get up.
Was the door locked?
Yeah, the door was locked.
How'd you get in?
I couldn't get in. I grabbed a pry bar and tried to open it, and I couldn't. And then the ambulance guys pulled up, and of course, they're young, strong kids, and so they popped that door open.
Yeah. So you don't know how he is right now?
Well, it looked like he had a stroke because he couldn't move the right side of his body. I'm trying to get him to open his phone so I could call his daughter, and he couldn't. And then he could grunt, but he couldn't really talk. And they got him in an ambulance, and I asked the ambulance driver, I said, it looks like he has a stroke. Is that what you think? And he said, I'm not a doctor, but yeah, that's what it looks like.
Oh, wow. Are they going to let you know what's going on?
They're going to drop him off up there and go get another one. That's what they're going to do.
Go get somebody else. I hope he's okay.
I hope he's okay, too. He's worked for me for a long time, and he was a friend long before that.
Yeah. Well, he's always busy back there.
It's just sad as we get older.
How old is he?
We're 68. He's 58.
Oh, so wow, that's young.
I know. Well,
is he a smoker?
No, he is not a smoker.
Huh?
He is not a smoker. But when you have a stroke, you can have that at any age. Morgan was telling me she was working at the Gas Monkey Bar and Grill years ago, and she had a stroke in her 20s.
Morgan did?
Yeah, that's what she said today.
Huh.
So this, when we're young, you're not invisible, indestructible. Is that the word?
Yeah.
You're indestructible when you're young. Bulletproof. But as we get older, it used to be a joke. Help, I'm falling, I can't get up. Help, I'm falling, I can't reach my beer. All of that. It ain't so funny anymore, is it? No, it's not. It's not funny anymore because it's true.
Yeah.
Me and you both are 68. You'll be 69 in June.
Yeah.
I'll be 69 in September.
Right.
That ain't young, son. I told my brother years ago, listen to me. If you're 60 or older, you're in the fourth quarter of a game. If this is a football game, you're in the fourth quarter. If you're my age or Joe T's age, we're probably approaching the 2-minute warning.
I'm at halftime.
No. Your dad died at 59 and your grandpa died at 59. You in overtime, Jack's what you are.
I'm in halftime.
Make sure I have Monty's.
I'm part of the halftime show.
Make sure I have Monty's cell phone number and all that so I can call him. Something happens to you and I got to go row you on the ambulance. Then I can call your brother so he can go over there and fleece your house.
Don't start.
Just kidding.
Anyway. Oh, I got a new show. You said you tried to watch Landman.
And when I got, this is not a politically correct show, but if you watch Landman, I'm out. My wife and I tried to watch one episode, and I'm going to try to say this where they lost me.
Yeah.
Without being graphic. He said, you told me that the daughter.
It's a soap opera.
Yeah, you told me it's soap opera. You told me the daughter and the ex-wife are the problem.
Yeah.
So he's talking to his daughter. She's dating some goon.
Some football stud.
Yeah, and he says, are you having sex with him? And she says something to the tune of kinda, and he said, what do you mean kinda? And she said, this is where I was out. We have a deal. As long as he doesn't in me, he can do it on me anywhere he wants. I told Sue, I said, I'm out.
Well,
I'm out.
There's a little bit more of that in the show.
Well, I won't know because I turned it off. I watched it. I think I watched the end of the first episode, and I said I can't watch this.
Well, there's that's throughout the show, kind of that
and
stuff.
I don't.
But it's what it is. Part of that is it's about a guy that cares about his daughter, and his daughter's very promiscuous.
Yeah, promiscuous.
That's it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and it bugs him.
He don't like it.
No, he don't like it, but he allowed it
Yeah.
in the show.
Yeah.
You know, I want to see Sling Blade. That's what I want to see. Ain't got no gas in it.
I got another show I think you'll like.
What's it on? Give me
It's
the
on
net.
same deal. What's the
Paramount
deal?
Let me write it down.
It's called The Linus.
Linus?
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
Lioness.
He slowed down when he got after Lion.
Well, I'm watching you. Okay. Linus.
What is it about? Is it another soap opera?
Well,
I couldn't watch Yellowstone. I tried watching Yellowstone. That was the same kind of sexual, trashy. I like to watch Seinfeld, and I like to watch The Honeymooners.
Well, let me tell you about this one, though. This one is about a woman. She's the lioness, and she is a special...
What is a lioness?
It's just a name
boss?
they gave them. Yeah, a boss.
Okay.
And
Like the queen.
that's her code name in the CIA.
Oh, she's a CIA.
She's a CIA agent.
You're losing me. You're starting to lose me.
And she runs this special group. There's like 5 or 6 guys, 1 girl, and they recruit this other girl to be part of it. But they do special projects. They go and they capture cartel guys, and they, it's a shoot 'em up, blow 'em up kind of army kind of deal.
Right.
I mean, it's very patriotic.
Let me show you a show I'm watching on that same network that's good called Reacher.
I haven't seen. I know I've seen it on there, but I haven't watched any of it.
3rd season, and I watched the first 2 seasons. Basically, he's a big, strong, muscly guy that was the Army Special Forces, and he doesn't have a cell phone really. He doesn't have a place to live. He just kind of travels around, and trouble finds him, and he always sets it right.
Well, you might like Linus. Try it.
I'm gonna try.
Try it. I mean, it's about. The only thing you probably won't, it does get into the politics of some of that.
I'm out.
But the Linus doesn't care. She's like, we're going to go do the right thing. And there's a bunch, those guys are badasses. All her team, man, are a bunch of badasses.
That's like Reacher. He's that guy too.
And they go in and they have these gunfights and blowing up people and stuff. You might like it. Try it.
I'd rather watch Seinfeld.
Or the Honeymooners.
I love The Honeymooners. The best show ever invented is The Honeymooners. He said Ralph was got a letter. Ed Norton's his best friend. So Ralph and Ed Norton were sitting there, and Alice, and Ralph opened a letter from the IRS, and he said, "Ooh, I got my tax return." And it was a letter saying, "We need you to be down in our office Monday morning at 9 o'clock. So now he's panicking. He's wondering what he did.
Ralph or Norton?
Ralph.
Okay.
And, of course, Norton's the comic relief. So Ralph is just worried to death. What did he do wrong? What did he do wrong? What did he do wrong? He said, I know I figured something up wrong. I must have didn't claim something. Oh, my God. And they're saying,
and he's a bus driver. What taxes could he have?
He's a bus driver. So Alice is trying to calm him down. And Norton says, Ralph, just calm down, calm down. And Alice said, lots of people mess up on their taxes, Ralph. It's not that big a deal. And Norton said, darn tootin', Ralph, lots of people mess up on their taxes. You'll get it straight. What can they do to you? They can't shoot you and they can't throw you off the cliff. And Ralph said, you're right. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate that very much. And Ed said, you're darn tootin', lots of people mess up on that. The jails are full of them. Then he starts screaming, What does it mean? A lot of times, like just now, my hand or my fingers tighten up and they won't move.
Arthritis.
Is that arthritis where
Probably.
they just stick like that?
Yeah,
I had to grab my thumb and move it.
Arthritis. Is that why you play with rubber bands and stuff?
Just to keep my hands loose, I guess.
Yeah, it's probably just arthritis.
Sometimes I'm riding my bike, like I rode my chopper the other day, and I stopped somewhere, and as I went to get off my bike, my hands wouldn't move, and I had to pry my fingers.
Just slide it off the end?
Yeah, and then I had to pry my fingers open.
Really?
So I don't.
Are they giving a tour? What is that?
I'm guessing a tour. So that's one of the things we do here. If you're coming from out of town or even if you're in town, if you want a tour, we'll give you one. Yeah. I mean, this is the very eclectic kind of place.
Yeah. Oh, there's stuff everywhere.
So in all the goofy stuff, what's the coolest? What's the funnest out here, Joe?
Okay. From what perspective?
Just you.
Well, I like seeing the bikes.
Okay, throw that out.
Oh.
Because I have all of that is up front, so people can see that, and you like seeing the bikes we're building and all that. Okay, but just from a visitors in town awe factor or
probably the best. I mean, it's everywhere.
Right.
Somebody, if they could spend time with you,
right,
I'll lock you into this.
Oh, thank you.
We
were one day. There's these knuckleheads walked in, and Joe's talking to them. And you could tell that.
Oh, you got.
And Joe said, "Hey, would you like Rick to give you a tour?" And I if looks could have killed, I would have dropped you right there. You remember that?
Yes, I do.
Because I got on his ass when I got.
Yeah, when
back
they
from
left,
that
he's
tour.
like, "Do not ever do that.
Do not ever volunteer me."
I want to start volunteering you all the time. I'll volunteer you on the
What's
show.
What's the cool
here.
spot?
They need to come and see all the pictures and let you explain to them what it all is.
Right.
Like, this is the bike you built for Arnott.
Right, Jason or not. You remember,
Okay.
that's the bike that won the Grand
I
National
know.
Roadster Show. You were there.
This is the bike that was the Miller bike.
Yeah, for Milton.
I mean, you just kind of get, but it's not just bike. Well, see, there's your Chevrolet up there.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
And there's a picture with all the girls.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they need to see all the pictures,
well,
but
it's
in here.
a lot of history, but, you know, you got stuff like I got dinosaurs up on the roof and a tie-dye cow and all kinds of stuff.
But you can kind of just walk around and see that. It's the
behind-the-scenes
history
stuff.
is more to me.
Right.
Because I was in part of all this.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been here since the beginning.
Right.
And just to walk around and go, well, that was in Sturgis in '96, like these pictures. And
well, you know what? I don't know anybody else that could say that was Jason Arnott's bike.
Right.
Most people, you know, Biggin and them, they were here, but they're not going to remember that was Jason
she was
Arnott's
8
bike.
at the time.
Yeah. So you're going to remember it. Who else is going to remember that?
Nobody.
Just me and you.
I mean, I doubt even Rand knows some of this
Rand doesn't
stuff.
know that. Rand doesn't know who we
But
built
that's
that bike for.
what's cool about it. If you come and could get a tour and not just walk in this room, the studio,
Yeah.
but around, like you got a family room in there.
Family room with a bunch of old pictures where my mom used to dress me and my brother. He's a big shot lawyer. We're 11 months apart. Mom would dress us alike. We'd be 7. I'd say, Ma, we're not twins. She'd say, you're 11 months. You're Irish twins.
Right.
She would dress us alike.
Well, and
We hated
in
it.
like in your office, you could spend an hour pointing out all the bullshit.
Wait, when I do the
up on your
In My Life, the 365 project, every day I check the office. So I go to something in the office and explain whether it's a picture or
that
whatever.
That would be cool. And just like that picture down there, see that picture of you on the end, the color one?
Me and Bill Goldberg?
No, the one up above it, the left of that, above the green hand.
Oh, yeah, the one that the prisoner drew.
But what's that girl that originally took all those pictures of you and Johnny Chop and Perowitz?
That's not her, but that was Sarah Liberty.
Yeah.
Sarah
But those
Liberty did
pictures
all
are
that.
around.
Yeah, nobody else knows that.
I mean,
no, because people don't remember. I mean, my wife doesn't get into it like we do, and
No.
Biggin and the Rat were too little.
right.
So,
But there's pictures around here from Daytona when we first started talking about opening the shop.
yeah,
There's pictures all through the years of the Love Ride, Sturgis,
yeah,
hamster stuff, your family stuff.
yeah. Well, and stuff. I got a life-size Clydesdale horse in the other room right there. You know, it's just I have a casket.
I would still pay money to be in here the day that you brought that in. I don't know how the hell you got that thing in here.
I had it up at a bar in Sturgis. The guy sold the property, so
But tell them what it is, though.
It's a life-size Clydesdale horse.
Life size.
Life size. So it's 7 foot tall, 6.5 foot
huge.
tall. Huge. So when I brought it back from Sturgis, my wife said, "What are you going to do with that Clydesdale?" And I said, "I'm going to tie-dye it and put it on the roof." Squealed like a pig. You don't got to tie-dye everything.
I'm with her.
I said, what do you want me to do with it? She said, "I want you to put it in this office right here." And I said, "Oh, yeah, that would be good there."
There's a door this wide.
I said, "How am I going to get it in there? How am I going to get that horse in there?"
I still want to know.
And she said, "You could try," and walked off. So we took the door off the frame,
yeah.
turned it upside down, kind of shimmied it in. The widest part was the horse's butt.
Yeah.
And as we're starting to push it in, there's like 6 of us. It started raining. And so one of the mechanics' name was Dwight, and he's
I
a
remember
big
Dwight.
boy. And I said, shove it, Dwight, shove it through, because it was rubbing on both sides. And I said, shove it through there, Dwight. And we shoved it in there. I showed my wife, and I said, it's never leaving.
That's almost like a puzzle. If somebody came here, you go,
tell
me how to, you get those puzzles where you go, okay, how do you get this apart?
Wide.
Yeah, I know. I still don't understand how you got it in.
You can still see the scratch marks on his butt where we shoved it, where it flattened it out, where we shoved it through there.
There's stuff like that here. There's a coffin.
Kinds of stuff. Yeah.
There's, what else? I mean, like I say, just walk around and look.
I got those, a bunch of those little monster things like Pinhead from whatever movie, Terminator, and it's just
you asked me what would be cool to me. That's if somebody could come and you tell them, well, this was this is that, this was in Sturgis.
Well, if you come for a tour and I'm available, which is most of the time, I'll give you the tour. Mm-hmm. And I've given thousands.
Unless he don't like you, then you're going to get riding.
No, it wasn't that. With those guys, it was the father and two young kids that were teenagers, and they could care less about anything.
The father did. The
father did. The kid, but he's trying to interject his kids.
Yeah,
they could have cared less. You volunteered me for that too, and if I'd have had a gun, I'd have you right there. And if I'd have thought the old man would have squealed, I'd have shot him too.
Anyway, that's what's cool around here is seeing.
Bessler, you may want to delete that too. I'm not sure.
Anyway, that's what's cool around here is seeing the history and seeing what some of this stuff is and hearing the stories behind it.
Right. I mean, it's all these years.
I mean, it's not so much the Blues Brothers up on top. You can walk and see that stuff,
Right.
Or the Simpsons in the lobby.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, you know what? But that's one of the only full sets of the Simpson family in the world.
That and $1 will get you in what?
I got a lot more than $1 invested in those
I
things.
know. Something ever happens to you. Let's see, what are we going to do that? Put it in the dumpster.
Yeah, no, my daughters will sell it for pennies on the dollar. I better start selling that stuff.
I need to come start putting my name on stuff that I want. Just in
Talk
case.
to my lawyer.
Yeah. I will. I'll be talking to your lawyer.
Did you see, when Joe T and I were doing the paperwork, trying to figure out how to open this place,
yeah.
If I would go to Joe T's office a lot, which was over by Hooters
we go
in
every
Addison,
Saturday.
Every Saturday, and we would go eat lunch at Hooters. Did you see where Hooters is fixing to file bankruptcy?
Yeah, but that's not what I heard. Was it's not all the Hooters. Apparently, there's two different companies, so they're going to file bankruptcy, and it's going to affect about half of the Hooters. The other part of the Hooters is fine.
Did you see? I didn't know that the one in Dallas that we eat at burned down like last year.
I didn't know either.
No,
I looked it up when I
down.
heard that. The one in Arlington closed. The one in Fort Worth closed. But those are the only two around here, I think, that closed.
Huh. Well, the problem is Hooters used to be really cool, but now it's just, what do you got? You got Twin Peaks, and you got all the other, what do they call them, restaurants.
I don't go to them.
I don't go to them.
I'll go to Hooters every once in a while because I really do like their wings.
I do, too.
They got the best wings there is.
They do have good
wings.
Like
compared to like Wingstop or some of those others, they're not as good as Hooters.
No, I like the Hooters wings, know. I don't like the skimpy girl thing, I mean, we're grandpas.
Well, they've kind of gotten away from that. They're not as much anymore.
They're not.
We don't even pay any attention. I mean, I just,
No, we don't pay any attention to that. So, I don't know that we ever paid any attention to it.
Not really.
To tell you the truth.
I like the wings. But a bunch of us that used to ride bikes together would go to Hooters.
We'd go to Hooters.
Remember? We'd go to the one up in Addison.
Yeah.
And we'd have 5, 6, 7
Bob
guys
Johnston,
on bikes and
Nick,
our wives.
Yeah, our wives.
All that together, and we'd hang out.
Nick, what's his name?
Drink a beer or two. Nick Garton.
Garton, yeah.
Remember, he left there one day. We probably shouldn't have let him ride.
He was drunk. Well, we tried to say something to him about riding, and he got tough with us, remember?
Yeah, and he got on the deal and had a wreck on the way home.
Yeah, but he didn't get hurt.
Well, he went to the hospital.
Oh, he did?
He was in the hospital for like a day.
Huh.
He was riding that old panhead.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we used to do that a bunch, but that's 25, 30 years ago.
Me and Rodney one time were coming back from a bike deal, and we were in Arlington, and we stopped he said, let's eat at Twin Peaks.
Georgina Bogart.
Who's calling you now?
Georgina.
Well.
He said, let's eat at Twin Peaks, and I said, what is it? And he said, oh, they got good food. We went in there, and it was one of those restaurants the girls are wearing like skimpy, almost naked clothes, and I was very uneasy. At the time, I was probably 60. And we sit down, and there was a table next to us with young guys in suits.
Yeah.
They were just very inappropriate.
With the girls?
With the girls. And I told Rodney, I said, I can't do this. I can't eat here.
I think
Rodney said the food's really good, and I said, I can't eat here.
I think I've eaten at Twin Peaks once. There's one up by my house.
Did me and you go into one, or we were going to eat at one when we were going to do the Indian dealership in Houston?
Maybe. I don't remember. We ate at one somewhere, but like we were just in and out. I mean, we ate chicken fried steak and then left. Right. But I don't remember it being bad. I mean, I remember it being almost looking kind of like a fancy restaurant. It was nicer.
The decor inside was nice, but I'm against, and because I'm an old man, I'm against going into a deal and you're being served by some girl that's
it's not for me and you.
18 to 22 years old with their wares showing.
It's not for me and you.
I know it ain't. There ain't nothing for us anymore.
There's some stuff.
There's not. There's nothing. Everything is for the younger people. Our day, which is true, our day.
But didn't you tell me that they opened a Hooters in the Village?
3 of them. I saw it on the deal where they were talking about the Hooters. They said Hooters is going under bankruptcy, yet they just opened 3 new ones in the Villages.
I gotta see those waitresses.
The Villages is the largest retirement community in the country.
It's like 30,000 people. I mean,
no,
it's huge.
I think it's more than that.
Is it?
I think it's over 100,000 people.
It's huge. I've been there. Have you been there?
No.
I have been there.
Hey, Siri, what is the population of the Villages in Florida?
What did she say?
In 2020, the population of the Villages was 79,077.
Wow.
That's a big town.
That's the same size as Rapid City.
No, Rapid City's
not Rapid City's only about 75,000.
Yeah. But most of the people in the Villages, they don't have cars, right? They just drive golf carts.
Oh. Well, I mean, it's
think
huge.
So.
I've been through it. I've toured it because we were doing projects in Florida.
Right.
And it wasn't that far up the Villages. And we said, well, let's go see it. So we went up one day and toured it. And
one guy told
incredible.
me that was in here that he lived there, but he lives on the outskirts of it where everybody drives cars. He said on the interior of it, that's where everybody drives golf cart. Yeah. But you can still live in the city of the Villages and have cars.
Well, it's no different than a city. There's a section where there's $100,000 houses. There's a section where there's $500,000 houses. There's a section where there's multi-million-dollar houses.
Right.
And it's got like 30 golf courses.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got condos. It's a city. Yeah. But it's for people 55 and above, for old people.
And they have rules on if your grandkids come to visit, how long they can stay.
Like 10 days. They can stay 10 days or something like that, and then you got to kick them out. You know? It's all the grandparents that probably made up those rules.
I'm sure.
So,
okay, I can stand them for about a week, and then after that, we got to get rid of them. Write that in that contract, the bylaws, will you?
Right.
Get rid of the kids.
But it is a city, but just of old people.
Have they said anything about that Gene Hackman deal, what happened there?
I haven't heard a thing.
I've heard...
They said they tested them for carbon monoxide. Yeah. It wasn't that.
I mean, he was one of the great actors of our time.
The other thing I did hear, whether this is true or not, is they might have been dead 5, 6, 7 days.
Yeah. Well, the speculation that I heard, which was speculation from the sports radio channel I was listening to, said that they think, because he was 95.
Yeah.
Think that maybe he died of natural causes, and because when she was dead, they were in different rooms, but there were pills all over the floor.
Yeah.
That she took a bunch of pills to end her life with him, and then the dog
ate some of the pills.
But they said there were 3 dogs, and only one was dead.
Well, the other 2 dogs were smarter.
The other 2 dogs didn't eat the pills, but now they're saying that there's some kind of, something. They're not saying what happened, but they're saying there's definitely some kind of something else that happened.
Well, who knows? They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, one of those things. Who knows? That's kind of a downer, though. I don't want to talk about that. Like, you don't want to talk about politics?
Right.
I don't want to talk about that. I mean...
We just did.
Well,
now we're over. We're over it. What's your favorite cartoon growing up?
I had several. I like some mainstream. I mean, Roadrunner
Right.
was always good. But I had some good. I love Top Cat.
Oh, I love Top Cat.
I love Magilla Gorilla.
I liked Magilla Gorilla. I didn't love it. I liked Magilla Gorilla. I love Top Cat.
I loved Heckle and Jekyll.
That Heckle and Jekyll and Top Cat are two of my favorite three.
I love Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, I liked Mighty Mouse.
I love Mighty Mouse. I like Bullwinkle and
That's
Rocky
my
and
favorite.
Bullwinkle.
Rocky and Bullwinkle, because they had the other cartoon spin-off characters.
Natasha.
Natasha,
and Boris.
Boris and Natasha must capture a moose and squirrel. Oh, I love that. And Top Cat, he had all of his buddies, so they're cats that live in an alley. One of them was a hippie. He'd say, "Hey, man, you going to play them bongos?"
Right.
Or, remember, he wore a beret like
well,
you did in that
he was
picture.
like a beatnik.
He was a beatnik.
Yeah. What do you want me to look up?
I was going to say, didn't he wear a beret like you wear in that picture?
Top
over there?
Cat?
Yeah.
No, he wore a fedora.
No, not Top Cat. The
The
hippie.
other guy.
The hippie guy.
Yeah, probably.
The artsy. He was artsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the cool cat.
Yeah, but Top Cat was Top Cat, Rocky and Bullwinkle. Popeye was always good. You know.
Yeah, I forgot about Popeye.
Felix the Cat. I loved Felix the Cat. He had that bag of tricks. He could turn it into a boat or a plane or a house or anything he wanted.
There was a bunch of good cartoons back then.
But not anymore.
Yeah.
Not any. Do kids even have cartoons
Well,
anymore?
now, like when Bundy was little.
He's 14.
Yeah, but when he was like 2 and 3 years old, Paw Patrol, trying to think of some of the others. We watched them all, but I mean, they're different today.
Yeah.
They're not the old, nobody gets hit in the face with a, my favorite was
with
a
the frying pan.
Foghorn Leghorn.
I love Foghorn Leghorn. I say, boy, I'm going to have to teach you about you're about to exceed the limits of my medication.
He would pick that dog up and
he would.
take a pan and whack him on the butt.
But the little mouse, what was his? He always outsmarted. No, he was the chicken. Remember the little chicken?
He was a chicken hawk.
Chicken hawk. He always outsmarted the Foghorn.
Yeah.
He always
because he was supposed to be killing the chickens.
Yeah.
He was a chicken hawk. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the chicken.
So
hawk.
it was the chicken hawk against the chicken. Foghorn, and then Foghorn was against the dog because the dog,
Yeah, it was funny.
That was one of the better ones.
That was one of the better ones.
Okay, at least we ended on an up note.
Yeah,
I'm getting hungry.
Okay, so play the song Bessler wrote. So this has been the Rick and Joe T World Report.
Did we report anything that's worldly today?
Tune in, rev it up, let's take a
You
spin.
talked about the state of Texas.
Yeah.
That's worldly.
Yeah, today is a great holiday.
But you know what? It's not even on my little calendar with all the dates on it.
It's March 2nd, 1836.
Did you remember that number? You gotta look it up.
No, I remembered part of it, and I looked up part of it.
Wild, wild ride.
So this has been the Rick and Joe T World Report, show number 3.
Yeah.
And Bessler should have show number 2 up pretty soon. So, yeah,
Okay.
I hope you're enjoying the show. My email is
Turn this down a little bit.
rick@brokersdallas.com. That's why this thing was turned down, because I faded it out last time.
Yeah.
So feel free to shoot me an email or a Facebook message or whatever and let me know what you think,
We'll talk about anything you want us to talk about,
except politics.
including politics.
So this is your show. It's just a couple of guys, like we're in a garage. We're just shooting the BS.
And,
My buddy Richard
we have
Rollins.
opinions.
My buddy Richard
Ricky
Rollins.
doesn't want to have an opinion, but we have opinions.
Yeah. My buddy Richard Rollins came in yesterday. It's always good to see him.
What's he doing?
He's got so much stuff going. He's fixing to open a brand new Gas Monkey Bar and Grill over there by the Nebraska Furniture Mart.
Yeah.
What's that called? Cypress?
No, the Grand.
Yeah, that place.
Grandscape.
Grandscape. So evidently there was a big bar or something there that went out of business.
I don't know. There was a rock and roll bar there.
That one's still there.
Is it?
Yeah, that's called
It's right
Rock
over
and
there
Brews.
by Hard 8.
Yeah, this one he said was on the other side of the complex of that
Okay.
little shopping center.
How's this Sturgis thing doing?
He says doing fine. I mean, it's 18 degrees or 12 degrees up there.
No, it's 29 there today.
Oh, okay. Joe's a property owner in Spearfish.
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate y'all listening to the show. Shoot me some ideas. Got to go.
If you have any political questions, let us know.
Don't. Love you, Alice.
See ya.
Let's see. How do I stop?
Tune in, rev it up, let's take a spin. The world reports where the fun begins. From handlebars to world affairs, Rick and Joe are taking you there. It's the ride of your life, come on, don't hide. Rick and Joe, it's a wild, wild ride.